Hello YouTubers, Felix here and welcome to the 17th stage of the MLC Le Tour de France. Today we'll basically end the mountains in this year's MLC Tour de France. If this video reaches 60 likes, I will release the Hotter Camp stage. So basically you're getting 2 great stages today if you just manage to get this video to 60 likes. And of course, Sylvain Chavanel, who's been in the breakaway like 7 times already out of 17 stages, goes again. Maximum Ford is joining him. Let's see who else is going to be up here. So far, nobody else is going to join the breakaway. Today could be a stage for the breakaway. It's a very tough day. So if a GC team decides to try and pull it back together in the end, it could turn out bad for them. And we see Chris Horner goes in the attack. He's won the Vuelta a España before, and Pozzo Vivo follows him. I said yesterday that Pozzo Vivo would need to attack on another day, because Joaquin Rodriguez is just behind him in the polka dot jersey classification, so he needs to go in the attack. And today is technically the last day he can really get points on Joaquin Rodriguez, but he's definitely fighting for that polka dot jersey, and it suits him. Also behind him is Bart de Klerk, so we have a bunch of Belgian guys in the breakaway today. We've got Maxime Monfort and we've got Bart de Klerk in the breakaway. Down the peloton, nobody's really willing to pace. Let's see, we're at the intermediate sprint. Who is going to sprint for this one? We see Cancellara. He's maybe setting something up for another Mar. He's at the front pacing the peloton right now. 1.2 kilometers to go. Yeah, here he goes. Another Mar sprinting. He's side by side with Alexander Kristoff. Kristoff is actually faster, and so is Mark Cavendish. I actually think Mark Cavendish took him on the line right there. Let's take a look. Mark Cavendish did manage to... What? No. So once again, the commissioners seems to be on something, because I'm pretty sure Kristoff did not beat Cavendish right there. He might have beaten Demar, I can agree with that, but I don't think he beat Kristoff. Pozzo Vivo is pretty much forced to get every single point there is in today's stage, and he's gonna go for it. Bart de Klerk started out the attacks, but Pozzo Vivo is following him, and it's looking very good for Pozzo Vivo now, because here he goes on to the counter attack, and Bart de Klerk is not able to follow, and I think Pozzo Vivo is gonna be able to take the 5 points at the top of the Col de Portillion, and it's gonna look good for him. So he's now got 73 points in the overall polka dot jersey, and how many points does Joaquin Rodriguez have? He has 65, so he is ahead with 8 points, I want to say. Yeah, he's ahead with 8 points, and there are still 20, there are like, so how much is that, 20 plus 50, there are 70 points to get in today's stage. If Pozzo Vivo somehow can manage to come first over these 2 category 1s and win today's stage, it's looking very good for Pozzo Vivo. As we're going up the Col de Périsson, we see attacks in the peloton. Samuel Sanchez and Wout Poels decide to go onto the attack. Wout Poels have already finished second on a mountain stage before, and he wants to try and do that again, but it's going to be a tough time because Movistar is setting the pace down in the peloton. They want to make sure that Valverde does not lose any time on today's stage, and he could potentially win the stage. But at the front now, 1.8 kilometers to go. Pozzo Vivo goes onto the attack. He wants to get the 10 points at the top of the Col de Périsson. Can he get it though? Bart de Klerk is fighting him for it. He also wants to get out there. I think it's just the prize money or the fame, or just to be a nuisance for Pozzo Vivo. He's gonna go for it, and with 800 meters to go, Bart de Klerk looks to be the favorite to take this one. Pozzo Vivo goes onto the counter attack with 500 meters to go, 400 meters to go. They're side by side. Pozzo Vivo, you better start accelerating if you want to get these points. They're both wiggling from side to side, and I think Bart de Klerk will take maximum point at this climb, and Pozzo Vivo's only gonna get 8 points. Let's take a look at the situation behind us. So currently we have 4 guys in the front. It's Monfort, Horner, Bart de Klerk, and Pozzo Vivo. Behind them are Sylvain Chavanel, and then Wout Poels is in no man's land. And meanwhile down the peloton we have got Izagirre, Fuglsang, Kangler, Platz, and Saucy, Thomas pacing. Thomas Vauclair goes in the breakaway, and so does Cancellara. He wants to go in the attack. He's currently 15th overall. He wants to get in top 10. And if you keep his time trial in mind, he could actually do something. If you want to be top 10, you have to be 9 minutes behind Valverde. So he needs to find 3 minutes. Guys, I think Fabian Cancellara could actually finish top 10 in this year's MLC Tour de France. That would be so crazy and so ridiculous. I've seen guys like, when Cancellara did really good in the cobblestone section, people were like, he could actually win the Tour de France. And people are like, no. But actually, it's a legitimate claim. He could get top 10 at least. But Mikel Nieve and Michel Scarponi have bridged the gap out to this favorite group, and they're going to try to work together. Tommy Vauclair has already won a stage, and he's going to try to go for another one. Not much stopping him now. We've now got Col de Vallon, as said, and we've got the Playa del Climb to go. Guys, it's going to be a hectic finish. As we start the Col de Vallon, Joaquin Rodriguez has attacked on Valverde. He has won 2 stages in a row now, and he wants to make it 3, and he's so far, it's actually taking 30 seconds on Valverde. Behind him are Aru and Pirot. Pirot's fighting to catch back up. He lost a lot of time in yesterday's stage. He went from 4th position to 10th position. He realizes he needs to catch back up. Behind them are Port. He's now realizing Port is currently 3rd overall. He realizes he's far behind and he has to set the pace. Who else is down here? There must be plenty of guys down here. We've got Van Garderen, we've got Mollema down here. Marquez down here. It's not looking good for some of these lesser known riders. Well, not lesser known riders, but they just don't have the potential to be as good as Valverde and Rodriguez. And Rodriguez caught to the front now. And in this little attack group, apparently there's a group that attacked that has Betancourt and Sergio Henao in it as well. Ryder Hesjedal was also up here. Oh, Ryder Hesjedal, you're too fat for Valverde. Valverde could not pass Ryder Hesjedal. Let's take a time gap between Rodriguez and Valverde. Oh, it's 40 seconds between Rodriguez and Valverde. And Rodriguez is going all out. He is trying to get the yellow jersey in today's stage. Technically, he's got 2 stages left to do it. He's got this stage and he's got the Hotter Cam stage. And he's trying his best to get it on this stage. 30 seconds. Down here, we got Sergio Henao and Valverde side by side. Who actually took the most amount of points in that climb? I would like to check that. That was Domenico Pozzovivo. So he's currently got, it's 5 plus 8 plus 10. That's too much to calculate. It's probably like 23. Then So Pozzovivo is doing really good. He just needs to finish in top 10 in the climb today, and Rodriguez just can't win because there are 50 points at the top of this climb. So Rodriguez just can't win. Can't Pozzovivo outsprint Rodriguez for the stage. He's done it before. The stage of Juan Barguil won. Pozzovivo got second and Rodriguez got third. So Pozzovivo has outsprinted Rodriguez before, but can he do it this time? Rodriguez attacks away from Betancourt. He's got a 5-minute gap. What? What's happening to Valverde? Valverde's abandoning. Valverde's done! Valverde had a crash in the downhill, and he's abandoning! What? Valverde apparently had a crash, and is now abandoning. Valverde, the race leader, is on the ground, and will abandon. Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen it all. So currently, it's actually Joaquin Rodriguez in the driver's seat. So now Richie Porte is only 1 minute behind behind Joaquin Rodriguez. What just happened? He just left! Guys, we're gonna take a replay look at that afterwards. But now Port has to make up 4 minutes on... What's going on, guys? What is going on? It's a crazy stage. This stage is so crazy. We had an attack on Col de Vallon. Rodriguez got away. He's fighting Valverde. And Valverde had a nasty crash in the downhill. And he's abandoning the stage. Yes, the yellow jersey. And he's abandoning. What's going on? I would like to see that the top 10 afterwards. Pozzovivo is just marking Rodriguez at this moment. 8 kilometers to go. They have started the Playa del climb, and as you can see, there are 50 points at the top. You just gotta do your best. Pozzovivo is just keep hanging on, but Rodriguez at one point he's gotta accelerate, and I think he could make a gap. Horner has to stand up just to follow the pace. Looks like Maxime Monfort and Bardet are done for the day. Betancourt down here. Aru is taking a lot of time on Bardet. Bardet is nowhere to be seen. I can't see him in the first 10 guys. He's actually down here with Cancellara, Henao, Port, Van Garderen, Bardet, Roland. It's not looking good. Pozzovivo attacks away from... No, actually he's trying to counterattack Rodriguez. I just heard Pozzovivo ale on the radio, but that's why he's trying to counterattack Rodriguez. Rodriguez is leaving Pozzovivo behind. It's not good for Pozzovivo. How many points are there for second place? There are 40 points for second place. So Rodriguez, if Pozzovivo finishes in second place, he will still have the polka dot jersey, but it's looking good for Rodriguez. First overall pick. He's very lucky that Valverde abandoned. I gotta say that. So it looks like he's been handed to him on a plate, silver plate, because Valverde crashed in the downhill and is now out of the MLC Tour de France, guys. You've heard it all. Very unexpected. I didn't understand why he suddenly had 15 minutes, but it looks very good for him. Rodriguez in the front. He's got 45 seconds down to Pozzovivo. He's going to win the Tour de France in such a good fashion. I don't see him losing that much time on the time trial. He's currently, like, his biggest competitor is Richie Porte, who is 1 minute behind him, but he's giving him 5 minutes, or he's taking 5 minutes on Porte right here, and I think we could see Rodriguez win with 7 minutes in the end or something like that. It's very good. It's a very well performance by Joaquin Rodriguez. Just look at this. Look at how big the time gaps are between every single group. Rodriguez can just cruise to victory now, and he's gonna make that 3 in a row. I can't believe, like, people are like first overall. It looked like it was done after the cobblestone stage. He was picked first overall. He lost a lot of time on the cobblestone stage. It looked like Valverde had in the back, but Valverde couldn't take the pressure of the Col de Vallon descent and is now out of the race. So Rodriguez, 1.5 kilometers to go. He's going to be able to cross the line. It looks to be he's already 6 minutes ahead of Richie Porte. It's not looking good. And we got the official news. Alejandro Valverde has left the race. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no clue what's going on. I mean, These time gaps, the pace, the stories, everything has been set up. This MLC Tour de France has been the best MLC so far. Joaquim Rodriguez can rise his arms up in the air and says, ladies and gentlemen, I have done it. I have taken the yellow jersey, I've taken the third stage win in a row, and I'm going to do the best to win the oval MLC classification. It comes to Domenico Pozzovivo. Pozzovivo is going to finish in second place, meaning he's going to secure the oval polka dot jersey unless Joaquim Rodriguez makes it 4 in a row and wins on the Hautacam. Aru is going to take the white jersey today. And here's Peru and Betancourt. And I think Aru and Peru are now going to be second and third after this stage. I actually believe that's going to be the case. Horner comes in after a nice show. Radahishel coming in here, Barty Clark. And look at these guys. They're all so far behind. Here's Van Galen. He's also another big loser of today's stage, but he's not as big as a loser of, like you can say Bardet is. Bardet lost the white jersey, I'm pretty certain he lost his, like, top 10 placement right here, and so did Richie Porte. Richie Porte had an off day. It's not a good day to have an off day. Let's take a look at Valverde crashing on the downhill. I have paused the replay on the descent of Col de Vallon. Let's keep an eye on Alejandro Valverde. What does he do? Right here, you can see Joaquim Rodriguez and Betancourt in the distance. They're not too far away. And suddenly, I think he just takes a corner too rapidly and just falls. Like, look at this, look at this. He takes his corner way too fast. He just sits up and he's like, I can't do it anymore. I can't take the mental pressure. Now, Alejandro Valverde, who looked to be the 2014 MLC yellow jersey winner, is out of the race with 4 stages to go. Joaquim Rodriguez, well deserved of that #1 overall pick, showing why he is that strong. He wins the stage by 2 minutes down to Pozzovivo and 3:44 down to Fabio Aru. We're going to see some massive changes in the top 10 of the GC. I cannot even start to imagine what that's going to look like. So we've got Rodriguez in first place, Aru in second place, Porte in third place, Van Galen in fourth place, Bardet in fifth place, Mollema 6th, Pinot 7th, Peru 8th, Costa 9th, and Roland 10th. What just happened? This is a weird GC after what I saw yesterday. I did not expect this to happen on this stage. And we're going to have a really good battle for second place. And John Degenkolb, if you don't watch out, Joaquim Rodriguez might just take the green jersey away from you. You might have like 140 points lead, but Joaquim Rodriguez might just win the flat stage before the time trial, and win on the Champs-Élysées. This man can do it all. But so far, John Degenkolb is looking good. So far, if I had to make a prediction on who's winning the MLC so far, considering points-wise, like the overall MLC and the jersey you're going to get at the end of the season, I think it's Giant Shimano and Mino Dorland, because they've got Aru in second place currently. He's got that white jersey. He's going to fight by day for it, and he's also got John Degenkolb 6 stage wins and the green jersey. That is quite a lot of points to get, and so far it's looking like Giant Shimano might be the overall winners. There's still a lot that can change. We saw nobody expected Valverde to abandon, but he abandoned. I mean, Degenkolb and Aru can both still abandon, and that would just say, Giant Shimano, you're done for this MLC. You will not win. But it's going to be a good battle between Cannondale and Giant Shimano, I can tell you that. Overall team classification is still on BMC's shoulder. Pozzovivo has done a really good job with this, so has Koenig, Van Garderen, and Tom Danielson. But guys, thank you guys for watching this episode. Remember, if you can get this video to 60 likes, I will release the Hautacam stage right after this. Who would have expected this? I mean, come on. And look at this massive amount of withdrawals. Theo Bar, Seberg, Marcos, Fenn, Kittel abandoned. Marcel Kittel has left the race. So has another Mara, Matthew Heyman, Tom Bone, Danny Van Poppel, Tesfaye Abraham Timarium, who was the Lausanne Rouge, that left the race. Mark Cavendish, Mark Renshaw, to go, Niki Terpstra, Nick Noetz, Moreno Hoffland, Gregory Rash, Mashkant, Eli Viviani, no, has left the race. Sasha Madolo, Michel Creator, Adriano Mallory. Look at this high pace, Van Avermaet, and most importantly, Alejandro Valverde. So the newest Lausanne Rouge member is Tom Bielas from Topsport Flandern. Guys, I want to hear you guys in the comment section. What do you think about Alejandro Valverde abandoning? This reminds me of Alberto Betancourt abandoning on the very first stage of the MLC Shoot Italia 2014, or 13, sorry. But this is just crazy, guys. I could never imagine something like this. MLC is truly a great show.